could live without you. They thought your presence was optional, like something they could replace when the timing felt convenient. But what they didn't expect was the silence that followed your absence. It's the kind of silence that screams louder than words, echoing in their mind late at night when the world goes quiet. Virgo, the truth is this: their biggest fear right now is losing you for good. Imagine them staring at their phone, typing a message they'll never send, erasing it again and again because no words feel strong enough to break the distance. They replay your last conversation in their head, searching for the moment where everything shifted, wondering if they still have a chance to undo it. It's not pride that keeps them frozen, it's fear. Fear that if they reach out, you won't answer. Fear that you've already closed the door. But what makes this energy so powerful is that you're not chasing, you're not waiting by the phone, you're not begging for clarity. You've pulled your energy back, and that is exactly why they feel the ground shaking beneath them. They can sense your healing, your glow, your peace, and it terrifies them. Because the more you choose yourself, the more they realize you were never the one at risk of losing. They were. And maybe as I speak these words, a face has already appeared in your mind. Someone you know is terrified of what it means if they lose their place in your life. If that name has flashed before you, type the first letter in the comments. That is your sign the universe is confirming what your heart already knows. Virgo, September is not just another month, it's a turning point. The energy around you is sharpening, and what was once clouded in confusion is starting to reveal itself with clarity. This isn't a reading about random possibilities. This is confirmation of what your intuition has already been whispering. You are stepping into a season where the truth refuses to stay hidden. The cards show that the person connected to your heart is restless. They sense the shift in you. They feel the walls you've rebuilt, the boundaries you've drawn, the way your energy no longer bends to accommodate them. And this frightens them more than they will ever admit. September has them standing at a crossroads, rehearsing words they never thought they'd have to say. Because deep down, they know this is their last chance to reach you before you're gone for good. But here's the part that matters most. You are not the same Virgo you were months ago. This new season is about alignment, not attachment. It's about building love that matches your values, your vision, your higher calling. You've carried the weight of relationships that drained you, and September is where you finally lay that weight down. Spirit is clear the past may knock on your door, but the question is, do they come with truth and change, or with the same patterns that broke you before you hold the power to decide? And the universe is urging you to listen closely. September's energy is preparing you for a conversation that could shift everything. Someone is afraid to lose you, and soon, you'll hear exactly what they've been holding back. So as we move deeper into this reading, take a breath. Let your heart open, but let your mind stay sharp. What comes next will not just be words, it will be a test of your growth, your healing, and your readiness to claim the love you truly deserve. Conflict has a way of showing itself in whispers before it turns into storms. And Virgo, in September, the storm isn't outside of you, it's within the hearts of those tied to you. The energy reveals tension, friction, and even rivalry surrounding your love life. For some, it feels like a silent competition. Maybe there are other people interested in you, or maybe your person senses that your attention no longer belongs only to them. Whatever it is, their fear of losing you is intensifying, and it's shaping every choice they're about to make. The Five of Wands is loud in this reading. It shows disagreements, clashing visions, and even subtle power struggles. This is not about petty arguments. It's deeper, it's about two people who love in very different ways, trying to find harmony without losing themselves. On one side, You've been craving peace, alignment, and something steady. On the other side, they've been pulled into distractions, pride, or even influences from outside voices. That imbalance is exactly what pushed you to step back, to reclaim your energy. And here's the truth, they feel the distance like a wound. The Five of Coins reversed shows that while you've been healing, rebuilding, and learning to thrive in your own energy, they've been experiencing emptiness. Imagine someone walking through a house full of people, yet feeling utterly alone. That's the space they've been living in since you pulled away. And as they sit in that silence, the weight of what they stand to lose becomes unbearable. The Hierophant rises here as a reminder commitment and values are at the center of this conflict. Spirit is asking both of you, what do you stand for? What do you believe in? What kind of love are you willing to build you? Virgo, have already answered. You've decided your love cannot be built on half-truths, on uncertainty, or on effort that never matches yours. But your person is only now waking up to the reality that love without alignment crumbles. This is the tension shaping September for you. A love that feels real, magnetic, undeniable, but tangled in competition, fear, and the question of whether it can survive without honesty. They are afraid to lose you, but are they brave enough to do what it takes to keep you? That's the challenge. Virgo, you're standing on one side of the bridge with peace, clarity, and healing in your hands. They're standing on the other side, restless, conflicted, and terrified. The question is whether they will take the step across or whether you'll finally walk away and leave them staring at the life they could have had, but lost. And maybe as I speak this, you can already feel the energy of this conflict in your own life. Maybe you've noticed the quiet tension, the unspoken words, the sense that someone wants to say more but doesn't know how. If you have, that's not an accident. It's the universe showing you that this story isn't just about tarot cards. It's about the chapter you're living right now. Virgo, here's the turning point. When the Five of Coins appears in reverse, it tells us that what once felt like rejection or abandonment is now becoming a moment of clarity. For you, it's been about healing. You've been rebuilding your strength, learning that your worth was never defined by someone else's presence or absence. But for them, it's been a rude awakening. They thought distance would make them stronger, or that your silence meant you'd eventually return the way you always did before. Instead, they found themselves walking into a void. Imagine nights where the laughter fades, but the memory of your voice still lingers. Imagine picking up the phone, scrolling through old conversations, but realizing the energy has shifted. You're not waiting anymore. That realization has hit them harder than they expected. They're seeing, maybe for the first time, how deeply they took your love for granted. Your consistency, your loyalty, the way you gave without keeping score, it was always there, and they assumed it always would be. But now that you've pulled back, they feel the coldness of what life is without your energy. They're starting to understand that the emptiness they feel isn't just about missing someone. It's about missing the balance, the peace, and the grounding only you brought into their world. This is where the Empress energy shows its power. You've stepped into nurturing yourself, reclaiming your glow, honoring your own heart before anyone else's. And that glow is impossible for them to ignore. Even if you're not speaking, your energy speaks louder than words. They see it in the way you carry yourself, now confident, radiant, untouchable. And it scares them, because the stronger you get, the more obvious it becomes that you don't need them. That's the mistake they're replaying over and over, the times they thought you would tolerate less than you deserved. The moments they chose pride over honesty. or silence over vulnerability. And now, with September's energy pressing down, those mistakes are no longer hidden. They haunt them like shadows in the middle of the night. For some of you, this person has even tried to distract themselves, burying the pain in work, in routine, even in other connections. But the truth keeps surfacing no matter where they run. The thought of you remains. They're realizing the cost of their choices. They're realizing that losing you isn't just about losing love, it's about losing the chance at a life filled with the kind of connection they may never find again. And Virgo, here's where you stand. You're not responsible for their awakening. You didn't force this realization, it happened because you chose yourself. You pulled your energy back, and that silence spoke louder than any confrontation ever could. It's the quiet power of Virgo. You don't have to raise your voice for people to understand what they've lost. So now, they're caught between fear and action. Fear that they've already lost you forever, and action the possibility of reaching out, of confessing what they never said before. September is pushing them toward a decision. Do they let fear paralyze them? Or do they finally risk vulnerability to admit what they're terrified to say? I can't imagine my life without you. And maybe, Virgo, you already feel this shift in the air. Maybe their energy has been tugging at you, showing up in dreams, in sudden thoughts, in that quiet pull you can't quite explain. If so, that's not coincidence. It's their soul reaching for yours, hoping it's not too late. Virgo, September is carrying a confession straight to your doorstep. The Hierophant rises in this spread like a bell ringing, signaling that someone who once wavered is now being pushed toward truth. They've been sitting in silence, but silence has become unbearable. The more they try to ignore what they feel, the louder the universe shouts inside their chest. This is someone who has played it safe for too long. They thought holding back would protect them. They thought silence would shield them from rejection. But now, silence feels like poison. Every unsent message, every call they never made, has built into a wall that suffocates them. And Virgo, the wall is cracking. They are preparing to say what they should have admitted long ago. For many of you, this confession is about commitment. The Hierophant's energy isn't casual, it's about structure, vows, and values. This person is beginning to realize that the only way they can keep you is by offering something real, something that matches the loyalty and depth you've already given. They're afraid you've already moved too far ahead, but they know the cost of saying nothing is losing you forever. Picture them late at night, pacing the room, rehearsing words out loud. I wasn't ready then, but I am now. I don't want to lose you. I'm ready to do this the right way. They may not be eloquent, they may stumble, but their heart is heavy with the need to finally be honest. And yet, Virgo, there's hesitation. They know words alone won't be enough. They've disappointed you before, and they can feel your boundaries are sharper now. You're no longer the Virgo who overlooked red flags out of love. You've become the Queen of Swords, willing to listen, but ready to cut away anything that doesn't align with your truth. That's why their fear is so strong. They're not just afraid of losing you. They're afraid that when they finally speak, you'll tell them it's too late. But Spirit is showing that their confession won't just be about fear, it will be about longing. They still see you as the Empress, the source of abundance, warmth, and life. You are the one who nurtured when no one else did, who believed when no one else stood beside them. Their soul remembers the safety of your love, and that memory is what drives them now. For some of you, this could mean they're ready to talk about exclusivity, about marriage, about building something long-term. For others, it could be as simple but as powerful as an apology spoken with sincerity. The words, "I'm sorry, I was wrong may be the exact keys that open this door again. And here's the thing, the confession may not come neatly wrapped. It could arrive in a late-night text, a shaky phone call, or even a casual, "Can we talk?" that hides the weight of everything they're about to say. Spirit is showing me that vulnerability doesn't always look polished. Sometimes it looks messy, raw, desperate. But desperate or not, it will be real. Virgo, this is where discernment matters. The universe is giving you the power to decide. Do their words match their actions? Do they honor your growth, your healing, your standards? Because your energy has shifted, you're no longer someone who settles. If they come forward, it must be with honesty, not half-truths, with effort, not excuses, with love that is steady, not fleeting. Still, the message is clear. They are preparing to speak, and what they say has the power to reshape this connection. The only question left is whether it will be enough and whether your heart is still open to hear it. Virgo, this is where the universe pauses and places the weight of choice in your hands. The cards are clear, love is present, emotions are real, but not all that glitters is gold. The star appears reversed, warning that doubt and discouragement can creep in if you forget the lessons you've already learned. Justice, also in reverse, is a red flag that fairness may not yet be fully restored. Spirit is asking if they return. Are they truly ready to offer balance, or are they simply afraid to be without you? This isn't about whether they love you. You already know they do. Their fear of losing you proves it. But love without alignment, without honesty, without growth, will only drag you back into cycles you've worked so hard to break. And Virgo, you've come too far for that. September's energy is about discernment, about saying yes only when your soul feels safe, not just your heart. The 10 of Cups flashes here like a dream shimmering in the distance. Spirit is reminding you that lasting happiness is possible. That picture of family, stability, deep fulfillment, it isn't a fantasy, but it requires honesty, accountability, and the courage to build together, not alone. The person who wants you back may offer words, even promises, but you have the power to decide if those promises match reality. Think of it this way. You are no longer standing outside in the cold, waiting for someone to open the door. You've built your own home within your soul, warm, steady, glowing. If they want a place in it, they must come as equals, not as someone who drains your light. You are not here to rescue anyone. You are here to share your life with someone who already knows the value of what you offer. And here's the truth. Virgo, you're ready to walk either path. That's your strength. If they rise to the occasion, if their actions prove they're willing to match your energy, a new chapter could begin. The kind of chapter where honesty replaces fear, where commitment replaces hesitation. But if they don't, you won't crumble, you won't break. You'll continue forward, guided by the healing and clarity you've already claimed. This is the true shift. The power is no longer in their confession. It's in your decision. Once upon a time, you may have waited for them to choose you, but now it's reversed. They're the ones waiting, terrified, hoping you'll say yes. And that realization is what terrifies them most, because you're not the one at risk of loss anymore. So Spirit asks you now, what do you truly want? Not just from them, but from love itself. Do you want words? Or do you want action? Do you want comfort? Or do you want growth? Do you want someone who fears losing you? Or someone who chooses you every single day without fear? The answer is already in your heart. And Virgo, maybe as you hear this, you can feel the decision forming inside you. Maybe a quiet certainty is rising. One that whispers, I already know what I deserve. I already know which way I will go. That is the power of this moment. September isn't just about what they confess, it's about what you claim. And once you choose, the universe will align to honor that choice. Virgo, this is at the moment where everything comes to a head. Spirit shows me someone pacing, restless, torn between pride and desperation. They've replayed every mistake in their mind, but now the weight of silence is unbearable. Their fear of losing you has become stronger than their fear of rejection, and that is what pushes them toward action. This is the climax. Virgo, they are preparing to stand at your door, whether literally or metaphorically, and say the words they've been holding back. I can't let you go. I'm terrified of a life without you. These aren't words of casual affection, they are words born of sleepless nights, of the hollow echo that followed when your presence disappeared. And yet, the power in this moment doesn't belong to them. It belongs to you. Because while they tremble with fear of losing you, you stand steady, calm, radiant in your truth. The Queen of Swords energy surrounds you now, open enough to listen, strong enough to cut ties if needed. You no longer shrink. You no longer bend. You meet this moment from a place of strength. This is where the roles reverse. Once upon a time, you may have feared what would happen if they left. Now, they fear what will happen if you say no. The ground beneath their feet is shaking, because they finally see what you've always known. You were never the one at risk of loss. They were. The Empress and the Ten of Cups hover in this energy, shimmering with possibility. If they come forward with honesty, if they match their words with real effort, there is a chance for something lasting, love that is both nurturing and secure. But if they come half-hearted, if their actions still echo the old patterns, you hold the sword ready, one clean cut, and you'll walk away without looking back. And this, Virgo, is what terrifies them most. They can feel the shift. They know this time is different. They know you won't tolerate illusions or excuses. They're not just afraid of losing you, they're afraid of losing their last chance to make things right. So as the confession builds, as the truth presses against their lips, the universe pauses, waiting for your answer. Will you allow this story to be rewritten, or will you let it close for good? The climax of September is not about their fear, it's about your choice. And that choice will echo far beyond this moment, Virgo. As September unfolds, the message could not be clearer. You are no longer the one chasing, waiting, or bending. You are the one choosing. The fear that has gripped this other person, the fear of losing you, is proof of how powerful your growth has been. You pulled your energy back. You focused on healing. And in doing so, you turned the tables completely. But Spirit reminds you this isn't about punishment, nor is it about revenge. It's about alignment. Love is not meant to be a battlefield of insecurity and fear. It is meant to be a place of truth, safety, and growth. The cards show that while someone may confess, while they may pour out the words you've longed to hear, the real question is whether those words are backed by transformation. Because Virgo, your standards have shifted. You are no longer willing to accept love that drains you or commitments that are only half-hearted. You've learned that true intimacy begins with honesty, both theirs and yours. If they are ready to meet you in that honesty, a future of deep fulfillment is possible. If not, you will keep moving forward, and Spirit will align you with the love you deserve. The conclusion is simple, but powerful. You are not losing anything in September. You are gaining clarity, strength, and the authority to shape your love life on your terms. Whether this confession leads to renewal or to closure, either path sets you free. And Virgo, freedom is exactly what Spirit wants for you now, the freedom to love without fear, the freedom to walk away without guilt, and the freedom to step fully into the happiness that has always been meant for you. Virgo, before we close this reading, I want you to sit with this energy for just a moment. You've seen the truth unfold here. Someone is afraid to lose you. Someone is restless because they know you are slipping out of reach. And soon, you will hear the words they've been holding back. But Spirit wants you to remember this. Your power does not come from their confession. It comes from your choice. You have already proven that you can stand on your own, that your healing is stronger than their silence, and that your love for yourself is the foundation for everything else. That is why the universe is shifting things in your favor now. So here is your sign if, while listening to this, a name or face has appeared in your mind. Don't ignore it. That's not random. That is Spirit whispering confirmation straight to your heart. And I want you to do something powerful. Type the first letter of their name in the comments. This isn't just engagement, it's energy. It's you sending a signal to the universe that you're awake, that you've recognized the message, and that you're ready for clarity to unfold. And if you've been on this journey of growth, of setting boundaries, of finally saying enough to love that doesn't meet your soul's standards, drop a heart in the comments as your declaration. Let the world know you are ready to receive only what is honest, what is real, and what is aligned. Virgo, your story is not one of loss. It's one of rebirth. Someone may be afraid to lose you, but that's only because you've stepped into your full worth. And whether their confession leads to reconciliation or closure, you will not walk away empty-handed. You will walk away empowered, glowing, and in alignment with the love you deserve. If this message has spoken to you, if it has confirmed what you already felt deep inside, take a moment to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and keep this energy flowing in your life. Every time you choose to affirm your worth, you strengthen the vibration that calls in your blessings. Remember, Virgo, you are not the one at risk of loss here. You are the one being chosen, and in September, the universe is preparing to show you just how true that really is.